Yeah, the plaque is fast. Good.
I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
roll call, please.
Trustee Campbell?
Yes.
Trustee Alvato?
Yes.
Trustee Jensen? Yes. Trustee Krantz?
Yes.
Trustee Sorrow?
Yes.
Thank you.
Do I have an approval for the agenda?
Mr. Chair,
Yes, sir.
I make a motion that we approve the agenda.
And first and second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstained? Motion passes. On to blue ribbon recognition. Do we have any blue ribbon recognition?
I would like to recognize the staff that attended the student leadership retreat this weekend in Garden Valley. So that was Mrs. Streifel, Mr. Felix, and then your counselor, Mrs. Preet. And then we also, yes, I did that to her. Is that what you're laughing at?
No.
Oh, okay. And then we had our State Department, Jackie Dale, who works for the Gear Up program. So she did workshops with us all weekend, and then we had an awesome guest speaker. But just really commended our students and our staff, and it was a great time. We're all tired, so we got home this afternoon, or I got home this morning, but yeah, it was just a great time, and I just appreciate your dedication to help empower our students and put notice on that. So,
Anything else?
thank you.
Okay, anyone else? Okay, not have anyone else? We'll move on to public participation, the NEA.
Yes, hold on. This has been put on board minutes.
Okay.
On August 25th and 26th, the certified staff with notice voted to ratify the contract that was negotiated by the Board of Trustees and the Notice Education Association. And thank you very much for all that hard work. I wasn't around, but you guys worked hard. Seems like it went right by us.
Yeah, it was
It's so good.
much smoother than it ever has been.
That's awesome.
It was.
Yeah.
Thank you.
We do great things from our reps. Really appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that. On to the, do we have any signed in visitors?
We do not.
Okay, moving on. To board consent agenda. Do we have an action?
Mr. Chair, if no one needs anything from those, particularly from the minutes or the financials, I make a motion that we approve the consent agenda.
I second the motion.
Okay, I have on the first and second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Any abstained? Motion passes. Okay, on to 5 district reports, council board minutes.
Does anybody have any questions in reference to the board minutes?
Did they finally get a new,
Business manager?
district? Yeah. Or not district,
Director?
yes, director.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Dr. Kelsey Williams. She's, if I may, you're okay with it?
Yeah.
One of the big things that I thought that she's bringing to CASA, or trying to bring to CASA in the next few weeks, is this year, I shouldn't say weeks, in the next year, is trying to get the state to approve CTE, Advanced Opportunities money, to have the welding students, I believe the top 10 welding students to take them to Seattle to a underwater welding school.
They are doing that this year.
I know she's
Going in
trying.
October.
I know she was really trying to get that done.
It's booked, because she asked for a bus.
Oh, very cool. And
I
so
signed permission.
Did you say Spokane?
Milton gets a
Seattle.
grant.
my understanding is she has a girl that she went to, or a woman that she went to college with, whose husband runs the school. And that's how they got connected with the school. So I thought that was very, very
They're doing it
impressive.
as a one-day, like, there
Wow.
and back all on the same day.
Oh, really?
They're flying out in the
Because she
morning,
can't
doing the
afford
school all
hotels,
day
she
and
said.
coming home that night.
Oh, wow.
So
They,
Yeah.
they get their whole entire certification in one day?
No, they're
No.
just gonna tour the school.
Oh, turn
Yeah, they're just gonna
Oh,
tour the
just a
school,
Mhm.
just to give the kids the opportunity to at least understand what that school is like in case they want to go to school there.
So they're gonna put the bell on and dive down.
No.
Electrocuted.
Also to go to the scuba certification.
Yeah,
Place here in town.
yeah. I thought that was phenomenal because I have an ex-nephew-in-law who did that for a living and made tremendous amount of money. So,
So I went through the welding program. Our instructor was a formerly Navy underwater welder, and he says it was brutal.
I'm sure.
That'll be it for CASA. We'll move on to elementary principal report.
Okay, a few of the items in elementary. Taking a look, MTSS, multi-tiered system support, we're getting our initial data in. The team's beginning to support the students at their current levels. We had to make a few adjustments as we started this year, but hopefully everything will be running pretty smoothly by next week. We are continuing student achievement recognition with Pirate Pride, Coins, and I Spy. Red Circle I Spy is at the end of the day for children going above and beyond. Coins are for individuals as well, and then Pirate Pride is recognizing the groups of students as they're doing well. And wherever they're at in the building for a class. Elementary PTO, we're working on a raffle in September and October, have the drawing at HOCO at halftime to help raise some funds for elementary as well. We are PLC, the after-school program, the Pirate Learning, is starting on September 29th. We're currently estimating about 40 students will be in attendance starting on that date, which is a good number. Myself, I attended a mandatory migrant meeting and training last week where I learned a little bit more about the migrant program and what we're getting to do there. And then Mr. Felix will be our liaison, migrant liaison as well. And then finally, I just want to recognize the staff in its entirety for all the amazing work that they did last week. As you guys may have heard a little bit, we had illness and other things going on, and still yet saw great things happening with kids in all the different rooms and all the different locations in the building. So I really appreciate everything that they did to make such a wonderful elementary opportunity for these kids to stay focused on what they want. But Mrs. Golden was putting together an assembly with 24 hours. People were covering for each other, running all different locations. Everyone stepped up and took care of each other. So pretty amazing staff over there.
Very cool.
Awesome.
Thank you, sir.
Let's move on to grants coordinator report.
There's no new report this time, no new applications. We're still waiting to hear back from Union Pacific on swings for elementary.
Move on to federal programs.
Okay, I won't go through each line item this time, but currently we're completing the budgeting and program revisions. Going to revisit that on Wednesday this week. Taking a look at some of the major components that we're doing funding. Title, teacher, MAP, which is an assessment, our migrant liaison, which I mentioned, and a migrant education coordinator. We're also going to have professional development and mentors, We have other staff members joining us and support through an SRO through these funds.
Awesome. Okay, we'll move on to junior high principals report.
Yeah, so as I shared earlier, we just completed our leadership retreat, and then we had our students make videos, so they'll present those in October. And I just wanted to commend, this year we had to have a little bit of flexibility in our master schedule because we don't have that humanities FTE in our footprint anymore, and so Ms. Streifel stepped up and said, hey, what about me teaching a leadership class for humanities credit? And so we had 11 students in that, and we really have some great ideas. They'd like to bring back cross-age mentoring, look at bringing back reading buddies, and then just really think about opportunities to celebrate pre-K-12. And so our first big event will be homecoming. If the weather's nice, I'd love to have it out on the football field like the good old days, and just go from there and play ships and sailors and have a great time. Next Friday, actually maybe it's this Friday, this day is Monday, Mr. Felix, Mr. Tybo, and Officer Lober are taking 14 juniors and seniors to Topgolf for mentoring, just empowering youth. There's some kiddos that just need a little extra support. And so Mr. Felix brought a proposal, and I said, sure, we can use our Beyond Idaho Beyond the Bell grant funding for that. So we worked to deal with Topgolf, and we're gonna go to that. And I think it's awesome that Mr. Tybo and Mr. Lober are also gonna go with them. You might get, I don't know if you've heard any pushback from some students on carrying a book to class instead of their Chromebooks. So just really making sure that their go-to instead of opening up a device is grabbing a book if there's any downtime or if they're finishing an assignment early. And then our Anchor Up program, still working on trying to identify our students, but we're hoping to start next week on starting that program. And so that's an after-school program that's funded with Idaho Beyond the Bell. And yeah, same kind of thing, just spotlighting. I just believe secondary is also kind of just working really hard and getting to where we need to be. So athletics are running really smoothly. Fall sports, football was great. Not running yet, but maybe this week. And then now volleyball girls are working hard. So that's an update.
Awesome, thank you.
Jen, did you say that the students are carrying books instead of Chromebooks?
Well, both.
they're
So
still picking books.
I did ask my junior high staff to think about after parent-teacher conferences, junior high kids do not take their Chromebooks home. They just stay here. So we're looking at that, and I do think it's very doable. I asked Securely, which is our monitoring system, like where I can see everyone's screen on my screen, if they can turn it off at a certain time, like power down the Chromebooks. They can't. And kids are sneaky. They'll figure out a way to get around it. So, yeah, so we're just looking at, we have enough Chromebook carts in this district. We used to do that.
Yeah.
Where kids will just check in and check out, check in for first period, and then, or check it out, and then check it back in 8th grade. So my leadership team is working with junior high. So that's possible coming. And if we do decide to do that, I'll communicate that at parent-teacher conferences.
And what will homework look like?
Nothing on a computer.
So
Yeah.
paper or-
And then back to the selected books is just, carrying a book with them. And then we're looking at trying to update, a lot of our classroom libraries, which they do have an approved list of books. That's where the kids are checking books out of versus the library. That's a goal of ours.
What about, do we have a list of approved, like, graphic novels? Very cool.
Yeah. Graphic
need-
novels, Spanish.
If you need any assistance with that, let me know. I have some contacts
Okay.
that have a lot of graphic novels, and if I could get a copy of a list that's approved,
Yeah,
I can try to get
perfect.
some of those.
'Cause that's a whole group of kids.
Yep.
Visited, don't you?
I'm a complete comic book nerd, so
Yeah.
I'm good with it.
Yeah, and I think we're getting a little bit of pushback, but I think when I talk to kids, they're like, yeah, you're right, Miss Wright. And so it's been good to kind of walk through, and then advisory time, if they're done and all caught up, to read instead of sneaking on a math game or something else.
On to superintendent report.
Celebrations, our retreat, but I just really want to commend Mr. Kinchlow's work on intervention. I'm excited to kind of see us piecing together, and we're going to do some work at our professional development in September. I think the familiar conversations are common language, and then teachers are just really working hard. So we're getting there to have a plan, K through 12. And then our food service received a shout out from the State Department that we're one of the only districts that still makes our own bread products. So wanted to give them a shout out. Some district updates. As you guys saw, there's still some roofing happening. Less noisy this week. So they should wrap that up on Tuesday. And then you guys will start to see phase 2 things come through, which will be the hub bathroom, cafeteria, bathroom, gym foyer, and then the HVAC up in the gym foyer. Gym. And I'd like to thank Matt for showing me how to turn off the heat and open the vents in the gym. It's made a big difference this last
Sure.
week. Yeah. Been busy with committee meetings. Safety meeting took place, the building maintenance meeting. We had our continuous improvement planning, which will be later on the agenda. And then today, Ben led our curriculum meeting, and then we have our calendar committee meeting this week. So just really kind of catching up and getting back in the groove of continuous meetings and doing some of that work. So I appreciate the people that are on this team. And then I created this walkthrough form that's attached. He has been very diligent walking through classrooms every week. I missed a couple last week. I'm hoping to get back in this week. But it's really looking at that student engagement. Staffing's all fully staffed. And then I think at the end, just some dates to remember. And then our enrollment. So we're holding tight. We have a couple new kids that have trickled in. I know that looks a little bit wonky from August 7th to September 5th, but that's because we had kids that we hadn't formally withdrawn because we didn't receive a request to withdraw them, but we knew that they were moving on to a different district. So, any questions?
You said they're gonna be working on the restrooms for the gymnasium.
And Malcolm.
How's that gonna look for games?
It's gonna be after basketball season and before volleyball season. So I think their timeline is April, March. Yeah, so it's not gonna be during basketball time. I was hoping that they would get it sooner than that, but yeah. So they just went and they could just pay for the permit last week. So it's just starting, yeah. And then these restrooms, we'll just have to be creative and probably just let all kids go to the junior high bathrooms for a little while. They can shut these down.
Are they gonna do nighttime work or how's that gonna?
Do what?
Nighttime shifts to do the work?
I hope so, or Friday and Saturdays. I was anticipating that a little bit with the roofing project. You know, but staff was very resilient. We only had to have a couple classes down here. Yeah. So we'll just see when that rolls out. Yeah. But I do know it's gonna be after basketball season.
Okay, on to new business. We have annual review of policies according to policy 1303.
Yeah.
Roseanne.
We have a plan.
Madam Clerk, approximately how many of these do not need changes? Do you have any idea?
Probably about half. There's a recap attached to the file. If you click on the file, it shows all the ones that have no changes. And it shows which ones do have changes that need to be reviewed.
I don't see the recap document.
I don't either.
1303, the very top one.
Oh, you are amazing.
So if it's got color on it, then it's updated.
If it says no changes to be
Oh.
made, it's already current. If it says numerous changes and additions or minor changes.
Mr. Chair,
Yes, sir.
personally, I believe the best thing we need to do is forget it. Mr. Chair, I'd like to make a motion to approve all of the policies that have no changes to be made. And to have the policies that do have changes go to a second read.
I second the motion.
Do I need to call those out by number, Madam Clerk,
No, you do not.
since we have this list
You can say per recap.
per recap? We can make those for this list.
Having a first and second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstained? Motion passes. Consider changes and approval of policy 3270F1.
This is the form, right, for the,
You have to talk to that.
yeah, if you would,
So, we created this, we actually mirrored this after Middleton's, form when we, did one-to-one devices. And there were some questions in the community about the word deposit, because when you pay a deposit, you get it back. And so my recommendation is to change the language, to fee instead of deposit. We do work with families that are just unable to pay. We're really lenient. I mean, we get it if they've had that Chromebook for 4 years and the hinge is wonky. I'm not going to charge them for a new device. But this does help us maintain and have upkeep for our Chromebooks.
We need to change the dates on these.
yeah, I was gonna say there's a,
22, 23.
yeah, on page 1, the third, second line.
And then, yeah, she sees it.
Oh, okay.
And then we do have it due by the end of October because August is so expensive for families. And so that's why that's that October 31st date. So that can be like the last thing they have to pay for the school year.
Mr.
Yes, sir.
I make a motion that we approve policy 3270F1, changing deposit to fee and making sure that the dates are correct. The years are correct.
I have one question. What does that mean where it says without district device?
What page?
3?
Hopefully, no.
Oh, if you don't pay the fee, then you're responsible.
Oh,
for-
yes. Yes, I'm
You're
sorry.
responsible for repairs.
Yeah,
Oh,
so
if
if they
it's
don't
missing.
pay the fee, then this is what the repair should be.
Oh, okay. That wording 3 is like, it's not clear.
Would you like to say a student that is, you can just make it lengthier. You want to clarify that more? How would you like that to be worded?
Without district device fee, correct? Okay.
It's just to show what it would cost if they didn't pay the fee. So that all repairs is mainly screens and hinges. Sometime, and like a keyboard, if they break a key, I'm not charging them $50, we just repair it. How about cost without district device fee?
Yeah, something, I asked what it was. I'm just not sure that it would be clear. Unless somebody is sitting there saying, okay, this is with the
Or expenses without district device fee?
Yeah.
or
charge.
Charges
I guess that's
without-
what fee is.
Yeah.
Unless somebody is, we're saying, okay, here's the one, if you pay this.
Page
Well,
two
it
is
should
that.
be.
Page
That's
two
the other
is
one
that.
is-
should be feeding into that.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think if it
right.
was on one page, it would be more clear. But
Yeah,
it's on
maybe.
the second.
Yeah, they could choose, like, do you want this or this? Maybe. I won't, I'm gonna say column.
I think it makes more sense if you were to see it, but it does cut.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
So
here.
page 1 is the fees, and then page 3 is without, and then the last signature page.
I guess it kind of explains it.
Read down, it explains it.
But we could add cost without district fees paid.
Yeah, because it sounds to me like it's without a district device. And it's really without a fee. Something like that.
Do you want?
Well, it says fee after it though.
Yeah, but to me, it sounds like you're doing something without the device, which is just not true.
Well, and that's, I think it's because you're seeing that fee in green,
Mm-hmm. What district device?
fee.
Maybe we could put cost, because that's how much it's gonna cost families for expenses. It costs $50, or if they have to replace the whole device.
You say without paid district device fee.
Yeah.
Without paid district device fee.
Or
So they
charges.
they can choose to pay the fee or they can choose not to pay the fee.
Yeah.
So something like that. Yeah, I'm just thinking it just needs a little bit of a change, just wording wise for that. That's it. Whatever, just to make it look.
Mr. Chair, my recommendation would be paid, without paid district device fee.
Having that motion with those changes, I have a first and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Abstaining, motion passed.
Mr. Chair, who was the second, please?
Jess.
Thank you.
On to C, consider approval of Costello Special Education MOA.
Oh, boy. This thing.
Changing it. Oh,
No. If I understand this correctly, each employee must have an MOA signed by the district that they work for.
Correct.
And
It's
say,
the percentage.
and it's the percentage that we as a district have to pay to get them paid. Am I understanding that correctly? Okay. And I
So,
believe, did we ever get the actual percentage number? For
Each
this?
employee.
Because it's like point,
Does it say that on there?
It depends on the staff member too.
yeah,
They do not break it down by employee.
okay.
It will be in the contract.
Yeah, it will be in their contract, it's not, which we signed too, right? And, yeah, and we keep them here. Makes sense. Unless someone sees an issue, I make a motion that we approve the CASA special education MOAs.
I need to clarify something though. In the first paragraph, well, it says one. They use individual education program and then they say IEP team. I know that's not an individual education program, it's an individual education plan. So unless there's something I'm not understanding, is that supposed to be plan or program? I think it's something they need to clarify. Because I don't know what an individual education program is. I'm sorry, an individual education program team.
Oh, who is on that team?
Yeah, that's not, it's a plan team. So I'm just thinking that's not, again, very clear.
Well, that, you would be the one that, to notice those things, because again, the rest of us probably don't have that expertise that you do, so that makes total sense to me.
Yeah, so I think we need to ask CASA, say, hey, is this really supposed to be a program? Please clarify for us what this program team is, because I think it's a plan team, not a program team. And so
Mr. Chair,
Yes, sir.
I will rescind my motion and request that we move this to the next available meeting, whether we have a special meeting or we have monthly meeting, to make sure we get that clarification, because wording will make a huge difference in this,
Yes.
because it is a contract between us, the school, and the teachers.
And I started kind of going through it and, finding different little things that could be improved, but, it started to be a lot. And so I was thinking now, ours is gonna be way different than Parma's and Marcy's and everybody else's if we do that. But the most important part for me was the program versus the plan.
And there was 2 changes, if you want me to point those out to you.
Yeah,
And then, in looking at the special education manual, I think program and plan are almost synonymous, but it does say program. Ben's pulling it up in the special education manual, so to go back to your.
yeah, I looked at this too.
Okay,
Um,
and then the 2 changes that are proposed in the MOA, which I believe are the only 2 changes from.
That's what I
previous,
remember too, yeah.
Was the district has to provide technology to the special ed teacher. So if I give a 4th grade teacher a ThinkPad, a document camera, and or a printer, then I have to provide those 3 things to the special ed teacher as well. And CASA is not responsible for that. So that changes in number 7.
okay.
And then the other one is about the administration is evaluating special ed teachers. So we're part of the evaluation team. Previously, the special ed director would send an email if there was concern, you can give input, but now we're supposed to be evaluating to rank 5 on the Danielson framework. We haven't received any more information on that, but that's an additional change.
That's part of the part that I felt when I started changing things. I was like, wait a second, because I know that it changed for us.
Yeah, so that was requested by the teachers and I think Tammy Anderson and then Dr. Williams. I think that would help me as an administrator to give input to my special ed teacher directly. Not that I wouldn't previously, but I do think if there's, some room of improvement, then it does help when we have the Danielson framework. So, but you're right what you said, if we change the language here, then we have to take it back to CASA and then CASA has to relook at it. But they do have their board meeting on Monday where we can share some of those concerns. More ideas.
Yeah, so for me, it was just a couple things, even the eval part that I started to look at and be like, look at it again, but
Yeah.
then you go Parma, is everybody else is gonna be different? So then I scratched it all.
So I believe the IEP team is defined in the special ed manual and Ben just found it.
Chapter 5, individualized education programs. They define it the same way, individualized education IEP program. Written document, the IEP is, and the other IEP 10 members. And so they start going into the IEP team after the same definition of program and not plan.
Right, but in a team is different, like this says individual education program,
That is the team, yeah.
but a team is an individual education plan.
There's about
Well, the
3.
next line down there, it says IEP is the product of team collaboration among parent and adult students.
So
So
right,
they're calling it a team then.
so right here is what it is.
That's what,
and-
kind of what I wanted them to clarify.
And the acronym, and then they use the same acronym.
I think they're probably referring to the special ed manual. This is referring to that, yeah.
So the 3 teams in SPED is that problem solving team, the evaluation team, and the IEP team.
Which the team, the individual education plan team is the teacher, the admin. What does the admin mean?
It can vary by
That's
the
the
need
team,
of the child, but yes, correct.
yes, but that's the team.
Yep.
Plan team. So it doesn't sound to me like we're talking about the same team.
Well, it says it in the last line of number 1 on the MOA, it says to refer to the manual.
Yeah.
When are these due back to you?
Yeah, they have it on their agenda for Monday.
From Monday?
I also think that the manual's getting ready to change, like be updated as well.
That's good for them.
So, I mean, I guess it's good for this year, but I would still like them to explain it.
Number one, clarify number one.
Before we approve anything?
Yes,
So we're gonna be late getting it in to them.
yes.
Mr. Chair,
Yes, sir.
getting this new information from the State Department and this manual, I will make my motion to approve this special education MOA.
I'll second it. If you have a first and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Any abstained?
Wait, hold on. I oppose.
Motion passes. Okay, on to D.
Can we
Consider.
just get clarification still for next?
Yeah, oh yeah, yeah.
For sure. Okay, on to D. Consider approval for CASA CTE MOA.
I have nothing to say about it.
Our enrollment for our process of TVs doubled. So
Yeah.
the 22 students that are going.
We've got some younger kids too, right?
Graders.
Yeah.
And what are the two graders doing?
Welding
And so we can-
and diesel.
Awesome.
Trying to think, I have a, she did start at culinary, but now she's moving to law, I think. Yeah.
They offer some really
That's
good
quite a switch.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Nah. You're still cooking something.
also a cheerleader, come on.
Mr. Chair,
Yes, sir.
I make a motion that we approve the CASA CTE MOA.
Second.
Having a first and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Any abstained? Motion passes. Move on to E, consider ratification of the master agreement.
That's so what we do right now. Mr. Chair,
Yes, sir.
I make a motion that we approve the master agreement, the ratification of the master agreement.
Second.
Having a first and second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstained? Motion passes. R2F, consider approval of continuous improvement plan.
So this snuck up on me a little bit. I was like, ooh, I gotta get this ready to send to the state by October 1. And so appreciate the flexibility of the committee. We were able to track down 23-24 plan, and then some pieces of 24-25 plan. For the narrative, which is the first piece, I was able to, I mean, the language is very similar to last year's, previous years. However, Ben and I decided, I made the recommendation on goals on page 2 to make them K-12 goals. And so instead of elementary and secondary, because a lot of them are the same. And we want to be able to, secondary, support our kinder friends, and then kindergarten plus should support our college and career readiness. And so I appreciated that collaboration on that. So our goals are the same. If you go to this next page, just goes to, no, I'm sorry, template 2.
This document.
You're right. So template 2 really talks about what our performance targets were in 24-25, and then where we're headed for 25-26. If you do see, yes, we did set a goal for 50%, but our committee looked at what about 40% or meeting or exceeding the state average? And I am going to try my darnest to get us there, or at least closer than where we currently are. Sending a team to math training next week. That I'm looking forward to looking at that. And then just working on some interims with the ISATs, getting, our students there closer to the mark. On the next page, that was the performance target. So we decided to keep our performance targets the same for this upcoming year, hoping to hit that with our IRIs and ISATs. And like we mentioned, our September PD will dig in deeper with our professional learning teams on this. And then we'll start to see the board meeting our student achievement reports. On the next page, I added a proposed goal to the team about the percentage of K-3 students who score proficient or better on the spring RI. I'm just gonna lay it out there. Previously, it was just about rate of improvement, but I do think we can hit that mark. Our teachers are ready, they work hard, and I think our kiddos can hit that mark. And so we just talked about getting there. So what are we gonna do to ensure that our students show growth, but then also get that proficiency? And as you guys know, if they don't know by third grade, they're gonna struggle, and then it's hard. So I think we can do that as a team. And the next one is the college and career. We've been really successful in this measure. Last year we had a 100% graduation rate. We had all our students apply for Idaho. And then as I shared previously, the State Department uses our model for capstone project. And so, it's been great. And then I think that partnership with the State Department has really been successful. So we're hitting that easy breezy 100%. And then the next page is really just talking about an overall paragraph of, we didn't hit the mark, but we want to get there. And so part of that is collaboration K-12. I'm doing some walkthroughs, strategic professional development, and keep working on it. So that is all a lot of work in a couple of minutes, but that's where we're at. And then we did talk about meeting again in November to really look at where we are after we have October and November's data, and setting some mini goals along the way to get there. So any questions on that?
Ms. Chair, I have a question. If I remember correctly, Ms. Wright, the legislature was making or talking about, whether it was last year or the year before, in reference to life skills.
Mm-hmm.
And so I know I was contacted by at least one parent wanting to know what our district is doing to prepare kids for life. They think it's great that we're preparing the kids for college and a possible career, but some kids are not going to go to college and some kids are not going to actually have a career. And so they want to know what we may be doing for life skills.
Yeah, so that takes place in our senior seminar class first semester. And then it just trickles throughout different classes. So in SSP's financial math class, we're learning lessons in there, but also like in ninth grade digital literacy. So it just starts, the gamut's there. And I do think I talked with Jackie from the State Department this weekend about her coming out and doing more workshops with our students about some of that, because I absolutely agree.
Yeah.
And then it's cool when kids go, oh, I do want to change, or oh, I am going to get my certification from CASA, or I'm not quite ready yet, but I need to know how to pay my bills.
Yeah.
So I think that's some work that Jackie would like to do with our senior seminar class, and we've done it, but we haven't been as strategic.
Okay.
So I think, it's important because I don't want them to learn life skills on TikTok.
Yeah, for
You
sure.
know, and so that's bringing in guest speakers. It's bringing in guest speakers in that, even our 8th grade careers class, and then working our way up. But that's a great question.
Thank you very, very much. Mr. Chair,
Yes.
I make a motion that we approve the continuous improvement plan.
Second.
Having a first and second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Any abstain? Motion passes. On to G, discussion, notice area of impact area.
I don't know if Trustee Krantz knows more information about this.
I got it and I read it, and it's extremely confusing to me, because I believe they're have shrinking the area of impact, because at one time I thought it went all the way to Galloway Road to Iverson Road. And I think there's some law that says it has to be, now it can't be more than a mile past city limits.
So we were talking about the impact of our actual address. So when we built the elementary, we had to have a mailbox. So our address is Caldwell, Idaho. But then would it take us back to 25257 Notice Road, Notice, Idaho? Like, that was one of my questions. I'm going to the hearing in October, but I didn't know where the board stands on this. And
Well, there's a lot of things I don't like about it. Is you get to the edge of the football field, there's a natural boundary that goes from one road to the other.
yeah,
That seems to me would be the ideal place to put it. They're splitting farms, it's just, I don't like it.
so is the community getting together to put together some written language?
I don't know. Could not answer that.
Mr. Chair, I guess my question would be, and I don't know if either one of you would be able to answer this, or Jen might be able to answer this. What if we don't agree to this? Can we disagree? Can we tell them, no, we don't want to?
Yeah.
And what's the impact to us if we don't? Does anybody know?
I haven't heard of it.
This is, in my idea, in my mind, it's just where they'd like to develop in the
Yeah.
future.
And that's what I'm seeing too.
Yeah,
And then are they just collecting testimony, but nothing's gonna happen with that? That was.
all this does is allow them to annex that area at a given, if they decide to.
And saying that they were able to collect feedback, right, of the people that it's impacting.
Well, it has to be contiguous, so they'd have to start, my idea, thinking is if this subdivision across the road goes in, then by looking at this, they could push it north
Keep going.
and,
Which this is going in this spring.
Let's just start this spring.
Yeah.
well, and I was under the impression they were going to start on closer to Crimwood.
Yeah, but
And
then,
it's not even annexed in unless it's already in their area of impact.
I don't, I can't really see their map.
Oh, I went out.
Well, it's up on the screen too.
Oh. So this is the area I'm understanding that they're going to start with. But by looking at this, it doesn't even look like it's annexed into the city yet, if the city is the gray area.
This is that piece right across the,
No, this one is. This is right across the road.
oh, here we are.
This is the one closer to Crimwood.
Mm.
And this is the one I was under the impression that they were going to start on.
I don't know if they decided that, but I didn't attend the last city council meeting.
But a long time ago, I believe it went clear. This is it went from here to here to here. It was a big block. And I think they were just shrinking it down because there's some state code that says it can't expand over a mile past city limits or something like that. And I think that's all they're doing.
So I can attend the meeting and take good notes and bring it back. I don't know what else you need from me on that. We just received this in the mail.
Yeah, I hope to attend it too if I don't forget it.
Okay, I'll remind you.
And the meeting is scheduled for the 15th.
Yes.
Are we going to be able to make some kind of written testimony, or?
Would be by September.
Yeah, that's my concern. If we're going to.
I think, first of all, we need to see where the old one was.
Okay.
Because if this is just shrinking it down to fit
Within the mile.
that law, it's not really a big deal because it's actually reducing it. But I don't like the way they've got it. I'm splitting property and
Well, that makes no sense.
even the
Caldwell's done
discussion,
that in the past.
even discussion the first time when they went was why didn't they stop at the football field? Because there's a natural boundary.
Yeah.
That it doesn't affect any property from Iverson to Conway.
Thank you very much.
So what are we voting on here?
We're not.
We're not,
It's
it
just a
was just a
discussion.
discussion.
Oh, okay, good, because I'm,
Okay, we'll move on to H, baseball program.
So I had this in my principal's report, just letting you guys know that we're continuing to collect information on this. Coach Heater reached out to Middleton School District to see like what are the basic costs of baseball as far as equipment. So it costs about $2,000, and we currently have $1,000 already in our baseball account from parents 2 years ago. And so we just wanted to let you know that we're still collecting information, seeing about getting the team together, and we did post for a coach to see about them helping us get going. Looking at a traveling team, looking at possibly practicing on Gauss Field, and then if it sticks, then I would like us to look at what would it cost to build a field and where would that be. So that's just the work that we would do. Probably this spring, and just see what happens, but I did want to continue to bring it to your attention that we're going to continue that work. We have a lot of eager kids that do not participate in track that would like to participate in baseball. So, any questions on that?
would we have enough for a team?
Yes.
Yeah, quite a lot of interesting kids.
And junior high kids that ask me, can I play as an eighth grader? No. Oh, you can, but you gotta count it as one of your high school seasons, and they won't want to do that. Yeah, that's what I said. So, thank you.
Thank you.
On to I, certified evaluation process.
I was looking at this document with Mrs. Coles, and I'm like, I don't think this section went in front of the board. So there was a committee that was formed last year, and there's just some wordsmithing, nothing changing our evaluation process. Everything stays the same. But we did have a committee last year, and then when Roseanne and I were looking at previous board meeting minutes and agendas, this did not go through. So it is a procedure. It's not a policy, but I do think it's important for the board to be aware. So one of the changes was the proposal was student surveys in November and March. I'm looking at surveys with Cognia, which is the same surveys that we use for our accreditation. And then if you want to scroll to the next one, then. Observation 2 will be done by April. The board, as you guys know, the last couple of years have really encouraged us to have those done by spring break. So that's our plan. And yep, same thing, have everything to you guys by the April board meeting. And I think the last page is just struck out, right? Yeah. So that information is policy that's struck out. So this is just the procedure that we would like to have you guys just be informed about. And if you have any questions, but this was work that we did last year, but we didn't, we had different forms kind of floating around, and I think we can get this one in front of the board to review. But there is not, is there actually? No.
No.
Any other questions on that? Thank you.
Okay, we'll move on to 7, public participation. Do we have any? We do not. Okay, on to 8, conclusion. Board request of district administration. So we have it.
The only thing we had that I could remember, it would be the CASA Special Education MOA, getting that first section explained. So we make sure. that-
Possibly the impact hearing.
Oh, yes. Well, that
Not
would,
by September.
not by the October
Okay,
meeting.
not by that.
But I might actually reach out and just say, hey, I'm a new superintendent. Can you explain this to me and what's going on?
That would be
Yeah,
awesome.
you could shoot us an email on that.
Well, you should be able to talk about Porterfield and just ask him.
Okay,
I would like to. Yeah,
we could go together.
I may go again.
You want me to set something up?
That works for me.
if I can make it, yeah.
Okay,
I've got other questions for him too concerning it.
I'll reach out and ask him a couple dates and times and then I'll text you guys and we can
Sounds
see.
good.
I'm assuming Porterfield has something with the city or.
He's the
Mayor,
mayor.
Mayor,
I didn't know.
Is that all for everybody?
Well, I got, I don't know if it goes in the AOB, but when is the farm lease getting
November?
On to B then. What your unscheduled board member items, anybody? Having none? On to C.
Mr.
Yes, sir.
I make a motion, we adjourn.
Second.
Having a first and second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Any abstained? Motion passed.
So the two seniors made it easy. This is the
The
earliest.
fastest
board
meeting we've had in a long
Bring your
time.
papers on up and get you